They nor Patrick could know that they will preserve the best of classical civilization, not only for Ireland, but for all of Europe. Within a decade of Patrick's mission, there are hundreds of monasteries all over the countryside. In contrast to the European continent, where the bishops of large cities hold authority, in Ireland it is the abbots of monasteries who preside over religious life. The role of the abbot is not the only unique aspect of Celtic Christianity. Irish priests hear private confessions, while Roman Christians must confess their sins before the entire congregation. The Celtic Church also refuses to legislate private moral and social behavior. One of the ways the faith of the Irish takes flight is reflected in the roles of women. Bridget of Kildare is a powerful leader of the Irish Christian Church.
In Ireland, there are female saints like Bridget. Bridget stands out because she is the female equivalent for the Ireland of Patrick. She's regarded in a special way. One of her names in the Middle Ages was Mary of the Gale. In other words, the Virgin Mary equivalent of the Irish people.
This Mary of Ireland would found, build, and supervise an immense monastery housing both nuns and monks. And now, something amazing begins to transpire in the great monastic centers of Ireland. A society that, before Patrick, had relied solely on an oral tradition, now becomes literate under the guidance of Christian missionaries. In a matter of a generation, Irish monks not only read and write, but have become the world's finest scholars of Greek, Latin, and Hebrew.
The Irish monks had an ethos of study as a way of worshiping God. Work and prayer and study, and their work was largely copying down manuscripts, preserving learning, as well as augmenting learning, so that at the center of every Irish monastic institution there'd be a scriptorium, a place for writing, and a library, a place for study.
The flowering of Irish learning comes not a moment too soon. In the chaos of the barbarian invasions, all the great libraries of Western Europe are destroyed. Yet, while the ancient classical civilization is crumbling, Irish monks are devoting themselves to copying and preserving the literature of the vanishing culture.
I think it would be safe to say that every book written before the year 1000 AD, that includes all of the Greco-Roman classics, that includes all of Holy Scripture, Old and New Testament, that includes all of the theological works, and the Jewish side from Josephus or from Augustine or anyone else, we would not have these books today if it hadn't been for the manuscript recopying in these monasteries.
And so it is that Western history and culture are preserved intact by the hands of a few Irish monks, as the monks of this windswept island toil away at their illuminated manuscripts. Western Europe enters the period that would come to be called the Dark Ages, ushered in by the barbarian invasions and the fall of Rome. But some say Rome does not fall at all. Instead, it moves east. There, among the spires and domes of Constantinople, a new and dazzling Christian empire is rising, Byzantium.